Right, we're actually going to go and let you see where one of the most oldest graveyards are. Graveyard just sits at the side of St Giles Cathedral, or St Giles Cathedral. A lot of people don't know that where we're actually going now used to be a cemetery, and they never removed the bodies. They're usually parked here during the day and it's really, really busy. But there's hundreds and hundreds of bodies right below our feet right now. And the best place to go for a paranormal investigation would be here. Obviously because nobody would want to be built on top of. Imagine being here and getting executed in front of thousands of people when you know you're innocent and you've been done for witchcraft, and you know for sure that you're not a witch, but you're going to get hung, you're going to get burnt anyway. Public humiliation right here. Prison would have sat right there, and it was 2 stories high, but it's actually beautiful here, so it is. The buildings behind us are absolutely stunning, and then look at the cathedral. The architect is so gothic. So what we're going to do is hopefully we're going to try and get some drunk people and ask them if they think Edinburgh is haunted. Get anybody round the corner. Wild. Edinburgh is actually wild this time of night. To find out, what do you think about Edinburgh being haunted?
Have
you had any experiences?
I've never had any experiences, but I know friends that have and believe it, and I'm not going to say it's not true or whatever.
Yep.
I think the city's old enough and it's seen enough history for it to
be haunted.
Yeah.
Right. You've been on like tours and...
I did the Mary King's Close, which I really loved, and maybe for a split second I thought there might have been something, but that's me just really, really wanting it. But I'm not open enough. But yeah, Mary King's Close is all I've done.
Right.
But I really enjoyed it. It was really good. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, thanks very much for that.
No bother at all.
Thank you. First re-interview, eh? Cross the road before we got up the car. It's the Ghost bus tour, so we're going to get a good shot in that, so let's hope it's good.
Slowly, ding 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 went the bell. How jolly. Hello everyone down here, you alright? Yes? And so it begins. Who knows what's going to happen tonight? We could be in for a bumpy ride. I'm so excited I can taste sick in my mouth. Edinburgh is a very old city. People have been settling here since the Bronze Age, so it's completely understandable that some of them are still with us. Now let's begin the ghost tour by having a look out the window, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if these windows steam up during this tour, feel free to give them a wee wipe so you can see what's happening. You can use the curtains to do this, you can use the sleeve of your jacket, you can use the hair of the person sitting next to you if you don't like the look of them. That's what I always do, but then I am from Glasgow, who died in 1892. Now she wanders up and down George Street because she used to have a clothing shop on that very street. This is George Street coming up just along here. We're all going to look to the left-hand side as we cross the street and see if we can see a woman dressed in blue tonight. Look to the left-hand side. Can you see someone dressed in blue? Yes! Oh my God! Mind you, I think I've seen that same top in the window of Primark, so we'll just leave her alone. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I think instead of just talking about the graveyard, we should all get off the bus and go into the graveyard. Now, before we move a muscle, I've got to explain a few things to you. This graveyard section is a walking section. It'll take about 10 minutes. It involves some steps and stairs. Now, it's entirely optional. If there's anyone on board the bus who does not want to come into the graveyard, you can stay here and we'll play some recordings of stories about the place. Now, for those brave enough to join me, we're going to go down the steps on the left-hand side and gather at the bottom, but we need to do some health and safety things first. Now, the steps in the graveyard, some of them are very old, some of them are broken, and when the weather's been bad like it has today, sometimes they're quite slippy. So please, for goodness sake, be careful going down the steps in the graveyard. Take your time and do not rush. I mean that, we've had some nasty accidents already this year. If anyone does fall, make sure I'm watching, because I could do with a laugh tonight.
We're on the Ghost Bus tour and we're recording in a cemetery. Here we go, watch us.
You are standing on top of the dead. Yes! Let's observe this tower behind us here. This is a watchtower built in 1827. Does anyone want to have a guess what this tower might have been watching? Grave robbers, well done, sir. You saved me 10 minutes. Thank you very much. Criminal who would dig up the freshly buried corpses from this graveyard and sell them to the doctors of Edinburgh University. Two of Edinburgh's most infamous body snatchers were William Burke and William Hare, but they were actually two Irishmen, and they never dug up a single body from a graveyard. No, they skipped that bit. They just started murdering people. Yes, they were serial killers. Although I prefer the term ghost manufacturers. It sounds a lot more friendly, doesn't it? They murdered 16 people in all, and they lived in Tanner's Close, which no longer exists. But it was along the road here on the right-hand side. That's where they committed most of their grisly murders, using a system known as burking. William Burke would grab the person, stick two fingers up his nose. William Hare would sit on his chest and suffocate him. Isn't that horrible? Yes, imagine sticking your fingers up somebody's nose. That's just clacky, isn't it? But the victims were strangers to Edinburgh, visitors to the city, tourists if you like. They'd approach them, offer them a wee drink, take them back to Tanner's Close and kill them. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever approached by two friendly Irish men offering you a wee whiskey here in Edinburgh, just be on your guard. Now we're going to go walking. Before we do that, I've got to warn you about something. Let's all gather in really close together. We're all friends now. Enough if my finger's up your nose. That's it, very, very close. Now, everyone must stick together in this graveyard. It's very, very important. Under no circumstances must anyone wander off on their own. To take photographs, to look at monuments, or to have a pee. Looks the time. This graveyard is dangerous. It's haunted by the ghost of a little girl. Now she's attached to an area of the graveyard known as Bairns No. That means Children's Hill. And that's where they buried all the orphans of Edinburgh's old town. Now this ghost is said to be particularly dangerous because she's said to get physical. Now I don't mean get physical like Olivia Newton-John, that'd be quite nice for any dance. I mean get physical in a horrible, nasty, evil way. She touches people. She grabs them. One of the things she's said to do is pull or tug on the back of your coat, on your jacket, so I warn you now. If as we walk through this graveyard, any of you feel a pulling or a tugging on the back of your coat, do not turn around. Because if you do, you will see the sweet, smiling face of this little girl distort into something evil and horrible. And she will place a curse upon your head. And you will come to a horrible, sticky end. the like of which the most twisted, sickest brain could not imagine. So let's go and see if we can find this lassie. She said she's got a laugh, doesn't she? Come on, Rob, follow me. Jasper.
Jasper?
Yes.
Brilliant. And how long have you been working on the bus?
Well, I used to be an undertaker,
Uh-huh.
but that kind of ran dry. So we thought we'd convert the buses into sightseeing tours because everyone else around Edinburgh is doing it, so why shouldn't we do it? But we're still trying to iron out a few things just now. There's a few problems with the bus. So we, because bodies were kept on board the bus, sometimes there's a wee bit of a lingering of the spirit.
Right.
So we sometimes had a few interruptions on the tour, but there's nothing to worry about. I'm sure you saw.
Excellent. So how long has you been running for the bus?
We've been running in Edinburgh for 3 years now.
Great.
And in London for I think 7 or 8 years.
Right.
There's also one in York.
Oh, right.
So we're
good.
dotted about everywhere, this family of undertaker
Uh-huh.
sightseeing tour guides.
What a fantastic tour we've been
Did
on.
you enjoy
so many,
it?
And this is the best I've been on yet.
Oh, thank you very
Definitely.
much. Thanks. We try to have fun.
Uh-huh.
We give a lot of history, but we try to have fun as well because it's about a night's entertainment.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we try to do. We give the ghosts, give the history, and a bit of fun. But as you saw tonight, sometimes ghostly things happen and we just have to deal with them, Stephanie.
Yep.
And we try our
Obviously.
best.
Yep.
But we get through
Fantastic.
it. And we get everyone back safe and sound. No one died tonight. So I count that as a good night, Stephanie.
Yep. Excellent. Well, thanks very much and have
Thank
a
you.
fantastic night.
Thanks for coming
Thank
on board
you.
and good luck with all your spooky endeavours.
We will
Come back
do.
and see us sometime.
Thanks
okay.
very much.
Come on, Angus, we're not going all night.